Cheers to the beers.
Welcome to Hospice Traphouse.
Happy birthday, America. The Patriot Act is being abused. Breaking news. Clifford the Big Red Dog got the zoomies. 6 dead, hundreds injured.
Hey, man.
Tragedy. What is happening? What is happening on this birthday of America? Gee, I don't know. Affirmative action got reversed. America! Fuck yeah, nice background.
Yes, I made this background in honor of Canada meeting America. I have
What,
more
for pollution?
backgrounds. I have more backgrounds.
What, for did Canada beat America in pollution the last few days?
I think they're sending us pollution in farts.
Thank you, Canada. Thank you for your maple syrup and your make-believe money. What is it called? The loon?
Yes,
named after
the loon.
a bird?
The
It's a
loony.
bird.
It's a bird.
It's literally the bird that goes, woo, 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 woo. Like, what? It's like a mating call or whatever. Canada fucks. What's going on in your neck of the woods, man? In your deep state capital of America?
Well, I sent you an article that they found a suspicious substance in the White House.
And what the Google said, did you mean White House cacao? What? Hey, I'm the president. I want some hot cocoa.
They
My
said
tummy hurts.
They said it was Hunter Biden's, but that's only speculation. That's only
You know what, man? I think it was George Bush's stash that they found. Not HW. I think it was W. I think it was, dude, that fool went to Yale and did like rails of fucking coke. Come on. I'm proud to be an American, where I know 9/11 was an inside job.
Yes.
And at least I know that the nukes in Iraq was based off a fucking lie. Oh my God. I can't rhyme for shit. Dude, that other thing you sent me park rules and regulations for July 4th, that the whole park is being surveilled. Like, oh, great. Oh, we can't have sparklers. Oh, we can't have barbecues. Oh, we can't have fucking alcohol. Excuse you. I thought this was America.
You thought it was, oh wait, I saw your video. So all of the backgrounds are inspired, and I just want to let you know.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
You remember the scene where they're at that meeting? They're at that like headquarters meeting at the Film Actors Guild.
We can't say it out loud. We'll get.
I know they're banging on the table, going like "Robble, robble, robble, robble," and Matt Damon's just Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
And it says George Clooney, Film Actors Guild. Matt Damon, Film Actors Guild.
But it has the acronym that we cannot say because they'll take us off. They'll strike us.
We'll get stricken. You know what? I consider it a badge of honor. I think that I think that my reel is it didn't hit, but it got like about 300 hits. I don't think it's not shadow banned. But I do think that there are some things in that video that will make the powers that be go, he knows something. Let's shadow ban his next video or whatever the fuck, you know?
Your video popped in my feed this morning.
Yay, I'm not shadow banned yet.
So it was good. It was hilarious.
Some fuckhead was like, this is dumb. Name one nation that was founded because they invaded another nation. I went, Japan. It's an island. No one can get past the divine wind. You know what the divine wind is?
What is that?
The divine wind is, it's what they called the It's what they ancient Japanese called it's what they called typhoons, because you could not fucking get in there because the wind is so bad. And that's why like Japan has like this fucking like stronghold, like no one can get in there. So like fuck you. Japan is one of those countries. My voice cracked. I'm an adult.
You're going through America puberty.
I'm going through my third pubescent stage, which is not woke, but like frustrated.
Not woke.
Remember when woke used to mean that you were like against the grain and like you believed in, you didn't believe what the sheeple believed? You know what I mean? Like that's what woke meant. And now it's like this virtue signaling, altruistic sort of deal. And people are losing their fucking minds. This is it's so convenient how we're being told to celebrate the July 4th, and they literally just fucking reversed affirmative action like 2 days ago. Or 3 days ago. Can we start with your thoughts on that before I get into my controversial ass shit?
Well, I made this for you. This is my depiction artistically of how I feel about America.
Oh yes. That's Hunter Biden right there.
This is H to the B.
Yeah, dude, we had a good run.
We had a good run.
I don't think it's an unpopular opinion that America is deteriorating in not only government, but like it shows with our leadership. Our leaders are old as fuck. Like, why? They're supposed to be retired. And they're letting old legacies continue, which RFK Jr. is running for president as a Democrat, which like I can't. Has that ever happened? Has that ever happened where an incumbent president runs for re-election and someone of the same party is also running? Has that ever happened?
You're talking in terms of an incumbent president running and somebody in the same. In terms of with RFK Jr., what do you mean by that? Wait, hold on.
What I mean is, okay, so in 2016, Obama's done. He's out. So there was like a handful of Democrats and a bunch of Republicans. Because Obama was on his second term, it wouldn't be possible to like, okay, so now Biden's running for a second term.
Yes, it's happened before. It has
happened before?
Yeah,
okay. Because like naturally Republicans are going to come out of the floodgates and run against him, and it would be the same vice versa. But there's a Democrat, RFK Jr., that's running against him, and he sounds like he's the chemicals in the water turning the freaking frogs gay. He literally like dude, if he gets, and now he's part of the whole Kennedy legacy, right? So wouldn't it be so fucking obvious that if something happened to him, that it would be really obvious that this is all like manufactured, control or whatever. So
yeah, I mean, he said on the Joe Rogan podcast that he's definitely knows he's a target.
Yeah. So him saying the secret thing out loud like that, and if he does get disappeared, that's just going to tell the American people, oh, okay, we don't want him because all of his relatives like got disappeared.
Well, what do you think the message is? Because the story of finding a suspicious substance in the White House came out today on Independence Day.
Yeah.
So like, to me, they are saying the secret thing out loud.
Suspicious substance, not really saying what it is.
Well, they said it was cocaine.
Cocaine in the White House?
Yes.
Dude, it's George Bush's, man. I think it's Bush's.
Well, I think
Clinton's, I don't know.
But the thing is, I mean, with all of the things going on right now, like, I feel like it's like psyops upon psyops.
Yeah, because a couple weeks ago, everybody was glued to the TVs about the submarine, and all these other crazy fuck shit was going down. So now we have mysterious substance in the White House saying it's cocaine. Or maybe it's what keeps Joe Biden awake. I don't know, because he's just like falling asleep all the time.
Well, I think it's a power move. Here's the thing, Jake. So I'm in Maryland, and last week we couldn't leave the house. Like we could, like you, it was like
Yeah, the smoke was really bad over there.
the smoke was so bad, but BP in Indiana had a giant fire, and people around Indiana, Illinois, Chicago, greater Chicago area
Mm-hmm.
were all saying they didn't think that this was the Canadian wildfires. They think it was the BP, like it was like the factory was like on fire.
Okay, so let's put it this way. So the wildfires up in Nova Scotia last month came down into New York, and now it's happening again, but the smell is different, is what you're saying?
No, so the one from a couple weeks ago got us all the way down in DC. Actually, I'm right in between Baltimore and DC. I'm like right in the middle.
Okay.
It was actually the worst air quality in the world in Washington, DC with that.
Yeah.
But it smelled, you know how it smells when California fires are going on? It's like this,
Yeah,
like,
it smells like people are barbecuing.
yeah, it smells, and you can smell the woods, like you can smell the trees that are burning. This particular one last week, I go outside, and in the middle of the night, I go outside, and it's smoke in the air. We're used to seeing that being on the West Coast side, but it smells like, and I still got 3/4 smell, so I don't have all my smell.
You have 3/4 smell.
I got a Supreme Court amount of smell.
You have a Supreme Court amount of smell. There is one dissenting smell. It's the patriarchy. I'm kidding. So what you're saying is the smell is different.
The smell is different. It smells like chemicals, and I'm like, why does it smell like chemicals? And then I went on, the conspiracy website, and then TikTok, and then went down the TikTok trucker rabbit hole of all the truckers driving through it. And
of course truckers would be like, them dang old chemicals in the air making us sick. Of course it would be truckers.
Praise Jesus. There's a lot of praise Jesus truckers out there.
What is trucker TikTok like? I deleted TikTok. What is...
It's heaven. Because here's the thing about trucker talk.
Trucker talk!
There's a lot of people who love the Lord and who have a lot of thoughts about Biden. So it's just...
I mean, that's a given. They love the Lord and they have a lot of thoughts about Biden.
Yes.
Dude, fuck, man. This whole thing, it can't be... I think it's because remember the lockdown. Because I remember the lockdowns, and if the air quality is so bad, you gotta put on a fucking mask. So I think it's the training wheels coming off, dude, because there's still people around here on the West Coast. I mean, it's fucking weird over here because I still see people wearing masks with their children, like in public, and whatever they may have. This may be a judgment call. Maybe they have an old person at home that they want to take care of or whatever. But my instinct is saying, "Oh, you're weak. You're weak, and you've been indoctrinated into the scheme that is wear a mask, hide yourself." But on the same side, on the other side of the coin, we seem to have perfected facial recognition technology, because I see people do the Face ID to look at their credit card on their phone, so then they can, pay for whatever they're paying for on their phone. They're hiding their nose and their mouth when they do that.
The idea is through our eyes.
It's to our eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So the smoke is still getting in there. It's still getting in through here. So, like, it's not really doing a lot to protect you, because if you remember on 9/11, a lot of people got really sick because they breathed in a lot of that ash and like shit from the buildings.
Yeah.
And people got sick and died. People got fucking cancer and all that, like over over the course of a few years. So like, what's next, dude? COVID would just officially ended a couple of months ago, and it's like, you may be entitled to financial compensation. You know, that's the next thing. We've talked about this before. You know what I mean? So like, I think the training wheels are just coming off, man. So you had a thing. You had a thing a second ago. Your eyes lit up.
So yesterday you informed me of is it Mammoth?
Mm-hmm.
You told me about Mammoth.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Mammoth. Okay, hold on, my nose is dripping. So it's July.
Yeah.
It's summer. Okay, we just had Northern California had like the biggest snowpack. You know, from like January, February, March, lots of snow. Now that was 5 months ago or whatever it was. There's still a fuck ton of snow on Mammoth. We're skiing in the summer. That's not a thing. Maybe in Colorado it's a thing, because the rock, like the higher up the mountains are, like the longer the snow stays. That would make sense if we were in Aspen. We're not in Aspen. It is 110 degrees in Central California right now.
You're in a heat wave.
Yes. How can we be skiing in a heat wave? That doesn't make sense. This is a simulation. This is a simulation. This doesn't make any sense, Kristy.
Well, after you told me that, I went and I looked at the headlines, and it was like summer skiing through the end of July. Like
That's not a thing. That's not a thing. That's suddenly a thing now. And then in Texas, it's like 120 fucking degrees or whatever. And then a couple hours north, there's flooding. The distribution of weather and water and all that stuff, it's all off, dude. It's all fucking off. So this kind of could go into like, dude, what if climate change is a scam? What if it's a scam? What if it's a scam?
You know what, Jake?
I think it's real, okay?
I think it's a mix.
You think it's a mix?
I think it's a mix. Can we?
It's like kind of both.
I need your editing expertise here, because this is where we're gonna insert a video.
Oh, do you want the clip of the hail?
Is there a way we can insert that video?
You'll have to give me the file, and then I'll throw it in there.
So back in time.
Way back in time. Let's go to that clip.
Do you remember this time, Jake, when we were in your apartment, and was it from what I recall, my memory, was it the middle of the day in Los Angeles?
It was the middle of the day in LA. And the clouds it was partly cloudy, and yet hail.
Middle of the day.
And the video shows you right there, you're just like, what is happening? This isn't real, dude. This isn't real. What is happening? And now, like, you know, there's people, there's a lot of like warning stuff about like, you know, don't set off fireworks because of the increased chance of wildfires and things like that. And there's likely going to be one dumb fuck that blows his fucking hand up and starts, you know, a wildfire, and then Smokey the Bear comes out and be like, hey guys, only you can prevent forest fires. You know,
Smokey the Bear, but he's high.
Smokey the Bear is perpetually stoned. I think Smokey the Bear meant well as a mascot, but Smokey the Bear is a fucking stoner in his wood cabin. He's vaping now. He vapes. He doesn't smoke anymore.
He's Vapey the Bear.
It's Vapey the Bear. Because forest fires can't be caused by vapes.
He's now one of those vaping douchebags who like...
Yeah, he's got like hipster dreadlocks and shit. He's wearing fucking like, he's either wearing Crocs or Birkenstocks. Birkenstocks or Crocs?
I think I definitely go the Crocs are out.
Crocs.
Vapey the Bear and his
He's
Crocs.
a vaping Croc wearing hipster bear. Yeah, dude. I think like out of all of the conspiracy theories that are out there, like one of the most like hard to convincing ones are because most people believe in the consensus that climate change is real. And you know, it's getting hotter every year. Hurricanes are getting more and more intense. But we have snow in the summer. So why would I'm trying to figure out why, like, how could that benefit us? Because the Republicans that are arguing against climate change, they'll fucking walk into the congressional halls with a snowball in like November and go like, "Hey, why don't we? There's a snowball right here, and it's not climate change." So like that, this would argue for their side. It's like, oh, climate change isn't real. There's snow on the tops of mountains in July. I'm like, okay, like fuck, dude, you got me there, dude. Like,
Well, no, if we change because the thing is, it's all in the language. So is it global warming?
That's what we used to call it. Yeah.
Is it climate change?
Mm-hmm.
Is it polar shifting? Or is it
is the climate bipolar?
Yes.
Does Mother Nature have mental illness and she needs to be prescribed some propofol or Prozac?
Well, that's what I think this whole okay, I don't want to be ADHD.
Okay.
I swear that it all ties into one another.
Yes.
That the cocaine in the White House on Independence Day is saying, "We own you."
We own you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Because it's the CI next letter.
The what do you think the NSA is going to join the chat if you say it? The NSA's been in the chat. Edward Snowden did nothing wrong. Freedom is an illusion. Sure, yeah, you have freedom. Yeah, you can go out and get a job and you can save money and buy nerd shit and escape and like play video games or, you know, go on vacations and, you know, buy the hot dogs and debate with your Republican uncle whether or not, you know, Black people are hurting about like going to college or whatever. Like, yeah, we can talk about all this stuff and have a cordial debate and cordial conversation and like, you know, exercise our First Amendment rights. Yeah, we can do all of that, sure. And, you know, in terms of our Fourth Amendment rights being violated every day, who cares if you've got nothing to hide? That's not the point. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's what Snowden was saying. Like, we don't actually have the right to privacy because we've abused the Patriot Act. And when you're saying that's the White House saying we own you, I think this is like a big fuck you to possibly states that have decriminalized drugs, because they've decriminalized mushrooms in Denver, and I think fucking crack is decriminalized in Portland. I don't know why, but just having cocaine in the White House, that just tells me, oh, we have all these people in jail for years and years and years and years and years for possession, and yet we just have it on the front lawn. Yeah, just sitting there. I think it's a big fuck you to go to not even just the people that say like, oh, no one is above the law. Yeah, they are, because they write the law. They write the law and they get away with it. Hunter Biden is getting away with it. Donald Trump Jr., Donald Trump in general, like all these guys, all these politicians, left and right, doesn't even matter. You know, all these people get in trouble. Remember Ted Kennedy fucking ran over a guy?
Well, he ran over a guy, and then the girlfriend at the time, I think she died.
Yeah, someone died.
And he was a senator. And here's the thing, when I was a Senate intern and he was still alive, that I'm an old lady. I'm old enough to remember when I was a Senate intern, There were suspicious powders in the Senate all the fucking time.
And that was right around the anthrax scare, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2005. 2005.
Okay, that was right after that then.
And it was like constantly suspicious packages being called and suspicious substances being called all the time in the US Capitol.
Do you think is that people sending it in?
Yeah, people sending it in, people fucking with things. Like one of the jobs I had for my second internship was for a senator, and my job was to go through the mail, and the crazy shit that people sent. People sent the craziest shit to the senators.
Feet pics.
No, just like they were the OG tinfoil hatters, but that was in the time of Kinkos. So people would create their like manifestos and send them to the senators.
Oh my God.
And my job as an intern was to like read through all of their mail.
So do you think like what do you think the ratio is like between like gag gift and actual like this is a threat? Like what if they're just trolling?
They were the OG trolls. Because
Okay.
it was like before, you know, TikTok and all this shit existed.
Before you could tag like a representative or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, so they were
You could
sending
just
like
talk a bunch of
baking
shit.
soda. Yeah.
Yeah. Baking soda? Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I think Biden could use an Adderall or two. He could probably use an Adderall. Dude, there was a speech he made. I went back on something really strange. He fucking said he said something like, "Oh, there weren't any airports during the Revolutionary War." Huh? What?
Dude,
That's our guy.
he's either the greatest actor of all time or he is fucking Alzheimer's.
Yeah, dude, he's up. But okay, now here's the thing with Alzheimer's, dementia, and like the occasional slip up. Do you remember when George Bush was making commentary about the war in Ukraine and he accidentally said Iraq instead of Ukraine?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Kind of like accidental slip up saying the secret thing out loud. What if Biden is like, he's just walking a tightrope between, like, if he slips up, they'll say, oh, he misspoke. But what if he actually is having conversations with people about secret shit? And because he is the way he is, he'll just fucking blurt it out.
But he wasn't like that before. When he was a senator, he was sharp as hell.
He was also a younger man at the time.
But the thing is, remember when he was VP, like he was seen as like the man. They were like, he's like the man. They're like the tag team between Obama and Biden. Like it was real. Like people thought he was super cool. And like now the thing is, it's a whole different person. We're seeing a different person.
What if Biden is just secretly Obama's third term? What if it's secretly Obama's third term?
Look. Let's get into the conspiracies here.
Let's get in the weeds. No, because like, you know how every president, I think except Donald Trump, every president is like the descendant of slaves or the descendants of slave owners. Like there's a bloodline, you know? And Donald Trump was sort of like the monkey wrench being thrown into the system to where, you know, I think he's the only guy that doesn't have any like direct ties to, you know, slave owners and like, you know, the people that like started America. And America's like, they're running with this whole fucking deal on you need to keep the bloodline going. So RFK Jr. would be like a guy that keeps that going. And he's saying all this shit as a candidate. And then maybe he, like, if it became like a real deal, like if he actually has a shot at the presidency, they might walk him into a room and have him change his tune. You know what I mean? Because Biden's different from when he was vice president, you know? What if he was told some shit and they're like, hey, man, tone it down on like the secret thing out loud stuff and just improvise, just Mad Lib.
Oh, we have
Mad Lib. Yeah, do you want to, after that, do you want to roll into another round of that?
Yeah, we have a 10-minute light from
Okay,
Zoom.
for sure. that works. That works just fine. But yeah, dude, it makes me question all these fucking things because we grew up in like a kind of a, you know, I came up in my adolescence post 9/11, and there was all the whole inside job, the weapons of mass destruction, you know, fucking Katrina, all of this shit went down. So that's put me like in the mindset of like, this is a shadow government. There's no way an 80-year-old man is actually like doing 100% of the, you know, signing executive laws or, you know, reading paperwork and all that shit, just doing the job.
Well,
One guy can't do that job. He's got advisors and assistants and all that. And there's no way, there's no way that an 80-year-old man is doing it without some sort of help. And if he's foggy in the head, you'd be like, oh, I'm about to sign a bill that protects transgender people. No, Mr. President, that was a dream. That was a dream. You have to sign this paper where we can continue like lobbying and having fucking, you know, billionaires push their fucking push their ideas to the Senate floor, and then they vote on it based on who invests what. You know what I'm talking about.
well,
You know what I mean?
this gets into the submarine because I feel like the submarine's linked to all this, including the cocaine just found in the White House, because these are symbols. The fucking Rothschilds invested in the Ocean Gate.
Was Watergate taken? Why are you naming Gate after anything? Like there was something. Go ahead.
That's the thing. That's what Watergate was. Watergate was like hidden files, like all these things. Who really owns this shit? And the 13 original bloodlines, one of, you know, the 13 Rothschilds invested in Ocean Gate.
Yeah.
And who died? A bunch of billionaires.
A bunch of billionaires. And, but, you know,
who were the investors? The trillionaires.
Yeah. Who were the people, you know, and I think the stepchild or whoever the stepkid, he's going to get like some kind of inheritance, you know, and because he's young, dumb, full of cum, and he'll be like, hey man, you just inherited, you know, a huge amount of shares in this company because he's next of kin. And I think that's what you get when someone dies, you get a piece of that pie. So you would have to be given information on those stocks and shares and what they entail and all that. And it'll either be ignored because he's a fucking kid that just wants to go to the Blink-182 show.
No, he's my age.
He's your age?
Yeah.
So this guy's going to find out some shit, and he'll either be really quiet and take the money, or he'll join, or, you know, they'll have a fucking, he'll go to the next Bohemian Grove fucking live comedy show where, like, after the child sacrifice, they'll fucking have like, hey, then this guy's going to do 15 minutes.
Well, one of the guys, I think it was the owner, don't quote me, we would have to Google it, but he did stand-up comedy.
That's interesting.
The guy that was the owner, Stockton Rush, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
He did stand-up?
Yeah, let me Google that. We have a few minutes left, but Stockton Rush stand-up comedy.
He's just some open micer that does Kurt Ryan-esque memes.
I would have to go into that, but somebody who was on the submarine did stand-up comedy. But he did it for like other billionaires. Other billionaires?
Oh, so he would do those corporate gigs, huh?
Could you imagine the billionaire comedy scene? Like, what?
The billionaire comedy scene? It would be like the most unrelatable humor at all. It's like, so what's up with orcas and yachts, guys? Like, did anyone lose their yacht?
Did anybody lose their pool boy, their yacht boy to an orca?
It's like, hey, do we have any couples in the audience? All right, what's the age gap between you two? 50 years? Oh,
Did anybody buy an island today?
Did anyone buy an island today? It's like, you know what I really it's like do like a grind my gears kind of bit where like most like the common premise would be like say online dating, you know, like the billionaires are like, man, those Russian mail order brides, am I right? Like they just want your money. They don't want to fuck. Like
Why do they always scream? I hate when we have to remove the tape from their mouths.
oh no. Kaboom. Ah! That's such a fucking that sounds like it would be a Richie the Sea line. Shout out Richie the Sea. Not that he would ever listen to this ever. Speaking, hold on, sorry to dovetail off that. Richie got another dog.
Aww,
Richie got another puppy.
Richie the Sea.
Yeah, he got a puppy. Dude, the billionaire comedy scene. I'm trying to think of I'm a poor, so it's really hard for me to like.
I'm a poor.
I'm a poor. He's like, man, why are the immigrants taking all of our jobs? And there's like some fact checker poor is like, it's actually the robots.
Don't you hate it when you're trying to smuggle mothers and children at the same time and
Oh yeah, scratching at chips.
and you have to feed them?
Mm-hmm. Don't you hate it when your housekeeper steals your $10,000 necklace from the jewelry box or whatever the fuck? Oh, I have 8 rooms in my house. I'm depressed. Oh.
Don't you hate it when your third side piece snitches on you and you have to pay her
Oh my God.
property?
Hush money, am I right?
Hush property.
Hush property. It's like, hey, I got a mysterious envelope in the mail with the manifesto attached to it. I don't know, regular people issues. What's oh, I had to lay off half of my workforce so I could have a 4th yacht.
Oh, I saw this thing about Jeff Bezos, and he built a yacht, but it was too big to leave the harbor. So he commissioned the government to take down like a bridge so he could move his yacht. And they were like, fuck you. And so he had to like deconstruct his yacht and move it and rebuild it again.
Make your yacht smaller. Well, what does he need it for? Lord Bezos is in space. Lord Bezos literally doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his life. Does he have children? Ah, fuck, man.
I don't
like,
even know.
Because they're not going to do anything. Because what are they going to do with that money when they die? Where's it going to go? They can't take it with them.
But his workers have to wear diapers when they work.
Yeah, man. I mean, he started in a garage. He had an idea in a garage and a dream, and it led him to that. So, you know, good for him. But it comes down to like, you know, how much do you need versus like, I mean, even when I got a shit ton of money from the government when the lockdowns happened, that was too much for me. Like I used it sparingly. I was really smart about it, but it was like, wow, I'm like, and this is 5 figures that I'm like kind of like overwhelmed by. What if I was making 6 or 7? I'd kill myself. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I would go full Epstein. No, I'm just kidding.
We just got the 30-second light.
We got the 30-second light. Do we want to do a quick ad break and then jump right back in?
All right, we're headed into ad break now.
All right, ad break, and then we'll be back in a second.
Yeah.
Sun is
No,
out.
why the fuck is it hailing?
And the sun is out.
And the fucking sun is out.
The Matrix is broken.
What the fuck is going on?
This is a simulation.
What is happening?
This is a glitch. This is a glitch.
This
And we're back. Oh my god.
And we're back.
We have returned. Can I tell you a piece of good news?
Absolutely.
Can I tell you, because we're so negative now, man. Negative energy, arms crossed. 818, dude. 818. So on 818 day, which is, you know, there's multiple Brody Stevens days because his birthday's in May and all that. But I got a hosting gig at a comedy festival on 818 Day. And that is like, dude, it's on the altar. It's on the altar. The little 818 paper that was that's next to the Buddha on there. Dude, it's real. Manifestation. It's real, man. I didn't think it would. It's so crazy how like it works. Like now I just need to like tell them, I need to tell the gods, I have way more money than I need. I have so much money. Why does it say that? Why does it say that we're playing music? Nope. It's because I was singing. Okay, I don't know.
It said we're playing music.
I wasn't playing music.
Wait, try and sing something.
America, fuck yeah, coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah. Oh no, it's gone. It's gone. Oh well.
They were letting us know they are watching us.
NSA has joined the chat because it's like, are you playing music? Are you gonna get a strike on the YouTubes? It's fair use, bitch. Fair use. Fair use. I don't know how I can get around that, man, because on my Patreon I have a weed and music review channel, and like I do talk over it, but I can't release it on YouTube because I'm smoking weed and listening to music. Like I'll get immediately banned for that, you know. But I want to share that stuff with the world because I literally like I listened to a mashup of Taylor Swift and Tool. And I was smoking a joint, and it's like the song, the lyrics are "We're Never Getting Back Together" by Taylor Swift, but the song is to like a Tool song, and it's like all hard. And I said like, "Oh, Taylor Swift is secretly a metalhead, guys." Like Swifties are actually like, they love that shit, but I can't put that on there, man.
Yo, try Rumble. I think you'd like
Try Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do a subscription through that. Like, is that through a paywall?
You
Rumble?
can kind of do a couple different tiers on there.
Okay, all right. Because having to go through a paywall, like it's a great idea for like monetization and all that, but it's like you're still going around the standards and practices, rules, censorship, and all that stuff. Like we're constantly having to go through these channels to go, am I actually able to express my First Amendment rights? But I can't because it goes against like the narrative and the censors. Like, no, of course you don't want like tits and like, you know, fucking like copious amounts of drugs hanging around because children can get access to this stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I thought this was America. I'm sorry. Like, fuck, man. I want to leave. I want to leave.
Where would you go? Where would
The
you
Virgin
be?
Islands. No, I'm kidding. I just booked a trip to Seattle for a couple of days, and I really like it up there, man. It's you know, it's still congested and crazy and all that. It's just LA is just such a huge melting pot of people, and it's actually driving me insane because I've grown up here. It's home territory. You know, people sweat small shit, and I don't feel that there's like a real sense of community here because everybody's like too comfortable in their fuck shit. Like there's, you know, like there's more community in places where disasters happen more often. You know what I mean? Like every time there's a tornado, every time there's like a huge storm or whatever, people help each other out because it's affecting everyone. Over here in LA, it's like the perfect weather all the time. Everybody's very coddled and comfortable. And when something bad happens, or if there's like an accident, who calls the cops? Nobody. People just walk by. You know, it's really disheartening, and how people, you know, can just remain content with their hot dogs and their potato salad and go like, oh, freedom and all that stuff. But it's not.
Yeah.
We're being asked to celebrate when all these laws just got reversed. Excuse you. What? People
mean,
were, yeah, go
women
ahead,
can't
sorry.
women can't, I mean, the abortion thing last
Yeah,
year.
yeah, Roe v. Wade was overturned around this time last year, dude. It's like, I mean, California. So, like, here's one thing I don't really understand about it, because it's kind of up to the states now, right?
Yeah.
So you could just, I mean, nobody wants to drive 8+ hours to go to a state where abortion would still be legal or taken care of, because that's like instant money out of your pocket, because it's an 8-hour drive. That's like what, $200 in just the gas?
Well, here's the part that's hard where you can't, for example, a woman, if she has like an ectopic pregnancy and time is ticking and you're in the hospital already and
Yeah.
having that be an illegal thing per state. So it's not like you can do the car ride. It's already happening in process in the emergency.
Right. But so if the mother's life is in danger, does that kind of like make it void?
It depends on the state. And
Dude.
doctors have refused certain procedures because they don't want to lose their license based on
They're
the
afraid that
state
they'll lose
laws.
their license.
Yes.
But in their heart of hearts, they want to go through with it.
Yes.
That's the troubling thing, because just because it's the law doesn't mean that it's right. You know what I mean? Like, in the case of in Oklahoma, abortion is pretty much illegal unless it's through rape and incest, or incest, or both, could be both, because that's a fucked up thing, right? Because that happens.
Yeah.
So why would you support, like, because if it's incest, there's gonna be complications. The kid's gonna come out retarded. The kid's gonna come out weird. Just rip the Band-Aid off and kill it now, or having to spend thousands of dollars to keep a retarded kid alive who needs like a bunch of medication. So my question is it cheaper to keep the retarded baby alive or to like not have it be born? What's cheaper? Like, what's cheaper, the death penalty or life in prison? What is it? What is fiscally more responsible?
I think we just got a YouTube strike, but I'm also
I think we did, but I don't care. We're past the 10-minute mark. We're past the nice boy hour. We're not on the fucking G-rated I don't care. Bleep it. I don't give a fuck.
This is HTP After Dark now.
Is it HTP After Dark? Okay, so and I'm gonna say it again. Is it more expensive to keep the retarded incest baby alive than to just simply abort it and just not have it be there?
I miss you.
That's a clip. I mean, like, really though, because the Republicans will argue every life is sacred. And they'll also probably argue that people are not fucking as much because millennials, it's become harder and harder to take care of ourselves and someone else. A lot of my friends are having kids. A lot of my friends have 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. They had kids like in their mid-20s, late 20s or whatever. And it's expensive. It costs a lot of money. Whereas like, if I made more money, maybe I would be more prone to like taking care of something, but I can barely take care of myself right now, Kristy. So like, having a child is not even on the table. It's out of the question. No. Diapers, clothes that they're going to outgrow in like a year. So those little like baby shoes, the diapers, the clothes, that's like $20 an article of clothing. And that's, so you're putting away like hundreds, thousands of dollars just to like put another human in the world. And it's like, dude, we can't afford shit. We can't afford them damn kids. Make shit cheaper. And maybe I'll think about it, but it's like,
It's a whole thing, Jake. I mean, but then think of like all the mothers out there or the families out there, you know,
mhm.
like all the comedians we know that have kids, or like friends of ours that have kids. Like, people, if there's a will, there's a way. Like,
Yeah, and then there's
people.
foster children and adoption and things like that. There's still like so many kids in poverty. There's so many kids in like, you know, other parts of the world that are orphans and things like that. You know, we don't need to, you know, reproduce. I mean, of course we do. We're people, but you know, that was an inherent need, because thousands of years ago we were all dying in like our 30s, 40s, you know, being eaten by fucking saber-toothed tigers and shit. And like we had to procreate. And now like we're just so safe and we're so protected in our little boxes where we can watch our TV and eat the pizza, and you know, we're so like protected. That hunter-gatherer aspect of our brains is gone now. We don't know how to hunt. We just go to the grocery store. We don't know how to fend for ourselves. And right now we have this fucking tablet generation where I see it at work all the time. These kids, they're you know, they're constantly on like a device because mommy and daddy need a break from the screaming. So they shut the kid up with a tablet so they watch cartoons. So they're like glued to a fucking thing, like, you know, it's exactly like how it was when I was little, but to like a different degree. I had a Game Boy Color, and when I was at the babysitter's, he'd turn on the TV, be like, here, watch cartoons for like a couple hours. It's just like, fuck, you know, there's no urgency. There's no urgency. So like, I mean, we could probably use a decline in the population, to be honest.
Yeah, you're the one who said that COVID didn't do its job.
COVID didn't do good enough, man. It didn't do good enough. And so like, you know, let's go to the Democratic side of things. You know, women have rights with their bodies, duh, you know, and look, I don't have a uterus, so I really can't like step on the matter just for my own sake. I don't have eggs, so I don't care, frankly. But I do care that people's rights are being slowly stripped away, kind of like boiling a frog, you know? You're not going to know it's gone until it's like fully fucking gone.
Well, do you remember the QAnon frog?
The QAnon frog? Oh, Pepe?
Pepe the Frog?
Yeah, it's gay. It's gay now. The frog is trans. And that could be population control too, because what if the patriarchy is that fucking crafty that all these trans, that like, now this could make me a TERF. This could make me a TERF for saying it, but like trans women are women, sure, whatever, but like you're still mansplaining. You know what I mean? Like you're playing the sports and you're like getting in a piece of that action because you were an Omega man and you don't fit in anywhere, so you became a woman, so now you're a part of like society. This is gonna get me fucking crucified.
You're gonna get in so much trouble.
It's gonna get me fucking crucified for this, but like I know a couple of trans women who are like just so caring so hard about like the rights thing, but it's like, you can't have one. You can't have an abortion. It's like, shut up. Like, fuck.
Well, it's the whole thing of like, I'm devil's advocate. I'm the, you know, I'm looking at this as I'm seeing trans people, gay people, people of color, like as this, anybody who's considered, you know, a group that's a target, I definitely see as like having to fight for rights for the rest of your life. But I also see the other side as well, where it's like, it gets very confusing on certain aspects, you know?
Yeah, dude, because what if the thing that, because Alex Jones mentioned, because we touched on it a little bit, the chemicals in the water turning the freak, because that was years ago. That was silly. That was like, oh, Alex Jones, you're being silly. And now we have a presidential candidate saying like, yeah, there's this chemical that's making us fucking gay, dude. Like, What if that's a psyop? What if that's population control?
I think that, when I was 16, 15, 16, they were heavily prescribing birth control to women in my
Uh-huh.
age group.
Doesn't that fuck with your period though?
Yeah.
So like how so? How does it fuck with your period? Does it like make your cycle like off or whatever?
Well, it's supposed to regulate your cycle, and I got it because I was passing out.
Oh,
So,
because of the endo thing?
yeah.
Yeah,
But they
yeah,
didn't-
okay.
I never got formally diagnosed with endo, nor did I know what endo was until I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever like explained that to me because there's not a lot of gynecological research out there. And then did you hear recently there's a new term called gynosexual?
What? Explain.
I don't even understand it myself.
Gynosexual?
Mm-hmm.
Let me try and figure this out.
I think you're gynosexual
How am I gynosexual? Is this another slur for the straights?
because you're a cis straight white male.
Okay.
So
And
you're
am I supposed to feel insulted?
I don't know. I'm so confused. Like I'm an ally, but I'm also confused.
I'm an ally. I would consider myself an ally. And I am a straight white male, so I do identify as a casual problem. I because of the shit that I'm fucking spewing out of my mouth. But you can't combat discontent and hatred with hatred. There's people who are fucking homophobes out there, and they should be, taught a lesson or whatever. But that's under the guise that we're assuming, because people say reverse racism. You're like the language cisgender is being taken off of like message boards because it's insulting or whatever, but that's not for you to decide if I'm insulted or not. That language, like the whole language thing and community guidelines, I'm like, you guys don't get to make the decision on what is hate speech or whatever, because there's that thing called context, and I joke about a lot of things and they do not reflect my opinions or my beliefs, but it's like, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything to upset, because maybe the trans woman thing, the turf shit that I said earlier would be like, banned, he's banned, go after him. Like, dude, there was a comic that said an abortion joke and got banned from an open mic. This was in Oklahoma. How do you get banned from an open mic for a fucking joke because one person got upset, and now they're using that outrage to ruin someone's life over something that hurt your feelings? Oh, I'm so sorry. Dude, go live your life. Why would you invest time and money to hate someone? You can hate someone for free, quietly, behind their backs, Why? Because it makes me think about like racists and white supremacists, the people that did the tiki torches. They went and bought tiki torches.
Yeah, they went to Home Depot.
They spent money to go hate someone. How much money do you need to spend to express your hate for someone? Hate is not in my budget, dude. Hate is not in my budget. Like, it's really not. Like, it's like I'm never gonna go out of my way to discredit someone's existence or whatever the fuck. It's a waste of time. So when people get upset about all these like socio-political topics, it's like, dude, it's only until our rights are like taken away in like an obvious fashion, because it's happening slowly. It's eroding over time. For example, we all got to take our shoes off at the airport because of one fucking guy. One guy. Now we all have to face potentially public humiliation, because what if y'all's feet smell? What if you got a gross fucking like hangnail? What if you got a gross fucking fungi toenail that you don't want to show the rest of the world, but you got to take your fucking shoes off? And now everyone's going to see your gross fucking toe. It's shame. It's shame. And we're slowly, it doesn't seem like a big deal now, but we're slowly like, getting our shit stripped away from us, dude. The fact that we're even having this conversation is a great time. But 10 years from now, who the fuck knows, dude? Who the fuck knows?
Well, I mean, the mask is the shoes at the airport. Wearing the mask is now
Yeah.
the new.
It's coming back. And now people, like, I guess you have that choice now, you know, it's whatever, it's on you. But who, like I said earlier, like the training wheels are going to come off. It's going to get mandated again through, you know, environmental hazard, in which it won't be, because what's happening right now over in Maryland, like the air quality is really bad and people are wearing their masks because they don't want to breathe in that shit. Makes sense, but it doesn't sound like a mandate now, does it?
No, but we're gonna have climate lockdowns.
We're going to have climate lockdowns. We're going to have situations where, you know, for 60 days in the summer is unlivable. You cannot go outside because it's too hot. So it's a cautionary tale, and it doesn't sound like a mandate on paper because it's a climate emergency. Like it's a legit, we're damaging the planet. Like we're, you know, it's becoming unlivable, but it's getting us used to the idea that this is what we have to fall in line to do in order to keep living. We don't have to now, but it's going to be coming soon, dude.
Yeah, and I saw it last week. I felt it. And the weird part that I have questions about Jake Bassi is this. About 48 hours after all this shit was going down with the air, because the air was bad for like 3 days. And even now it's raining. Chicago got flooded. And B, we got a tornado warning.
You did. That's
Yeah.
right. Is that not a thing?
It's like a thing, but the way it happened was just so quick. And I was like, I had been watching the radar. I have a radar thing on my phone, and I watched the winds across the US just to see. And like I was seeing like there was a derecho, which is like a land hurricane in the Midwest. So I knew it was coming east.
A land hurricane.
A land hurricane. There was a land hurricane, Jake. There was a land hurricane.
Oh my God.
I mean, they have them, but like they happen, but I could see the winds moving east, and I was like, but like it was weird because we were getting like the air quality reports, and it was saying DC was the worst, DC was the worst, DC was the worst, and then all of a sudden we get a tornado warning, and I was like, where I am, the NSA is right down the street. I'm 15 minutes away from the NSA headquarters.
I was going to ask if y'all had tornado sirens, but I think you guys would have sirens in place for like a different reason, because there's so many important buildings over there.
We don't have those sirens, but like on 9/11, we had to get evacuated quickly. And like I remember that evacuation so vividly. Right down the block from me, you need to come to Maryland. I need to show you. We have a fucking physics aerospace building. Like it's like, if y'all can send these things to space, then why can't you cloud seed?
Cloud seed?
Yeah, cloud seeding is a thing.
Does that mean blocking out the sun?
That's in the news too, Jake.
Yeah, that's in the news too. The government was like, hey, why don't we just put a tarp over it?
Oh yeah, why don't we ruin life as we know it? Like,
yeah, let's block out the sun, the thing that like is the reason we're all fucking here right now.
Yeah. But do you remember when I was living with you guys and the chicken thing was going on and the egg situation?
The chicken and wait, was this? Oh, was this the chickens boycotting laying eggs? And that's why the eggs were so expensive?
The eggs were expensive because of basically like they were having a poultry problem. All those poultry factories were lighting up. They were on fire. There was an egg shortage, quote unquote, which I think was manufactured. And then all of these like farms basically blew up. And then when I was in Texas, literally 18,000 cows just burned to death. Yeah,
that could be the argument for the lab meat suggestion, dude. Because if all the animals are going to die, we still got to eat. But I don't know if I I don't know if I want lab grown shit, dude.
That's
Because
what
what if there's
Independence
something in there
Day.
that turns us into zombies or something, you know?
Yeah.
What if there's something in there that some kind of like artificial material that's edible but comes with like some kind of long-term side effect? You know what I mean? Like
Like you grow an arm out of your face.
or what if I eat lab grown chicken and then I'm like, hey, I think I'm a woman.
Jake, when you move to Seattle, and become a cis organic farmer,
Cis organic farmer. The
and you
soil's
start-
really good up there, so I've been told. When I become a cis organic farmer.
and then Independence Day just becomes Soylent Green Meat Day.
Yeah, dude, that's what's next. Oh my God, that's what's next, dude. That part, that sign that you sent me over the phone earlier that said no barbecuing. Excuse me, no barbecuing on the 4th of July? That's what we do, bruh. No, we're gonna have our fucking like test tube chicken. It's not even gonna be on the grill. What's that thing in Star Trek? You press a no. It's in Back to the Future Part 2, where they have like a little container. You put it in the microwave. You press a button, and then in like that, boom, fully cooked meal. And it's like lab grown. It's coming, dude. It's coming. Maybe the celebrities are right about the insect thing, man. Maybe they're right. Maybe
Yeah, eating the worms.
eating the worms and the crickets, having like a cricket pot pie or whatever the fuck.
Ew.
Dude, instead of chicken pot pie, yep. Can you imagine like having like a tart or some kind of like, you know, like a quiche, but there's fucking crickets in it. And that's our protein, dude.
Ew.
Bug cheese. Do bugs lactate, and can we make cheese from bugs?
You know there's gonna be cricket milk.
There's gonna be cricket milk. Cricket milk is coming, dude. There's nut milk, almond milk, cashew milk. There's gonna be cricket milk.
cricket milk matcha lattes.
Oh, disgusting.
Cricket froyo.
Cricket froyo. And you know, and where do we draw the line, dude? Because we kind of, in terms of like edible animals, we kind of draw the line at horses, right? We don't really eat horses.
Not in this country.
Not in here. We don't eat horse. We draw the line at horses. Cows, sure. Pigs, yes. Ducks, yeah. Park animal, dude. It's a duck. It's a park animal. We can eat that. And then we're gonna add fucking crickets and like not shit that was never even fucking alive in the first place. And if we get lab grown chicken, Kristy, how are we gonna get eggs? How are we gonna get eggs? Do we lab grow the eggs too? How's that happen? Because an egg is just basically it's a unfertilized chicken egg, right?
Yes.
You need chickens to make the egg.
What came first?
What was made in the lab first?
Does the AI roll out that whole situation?
Dude, oh man, that's another thing. Did you hear about the synthetic embryo?
Yeah,
Did you
that's
hear about that?
crazy, dude.
That could fix the population issue.
Dude.
What if that's okay. Did you ever see any of the Alien movies?
The first one.
The first one? Okay. There's a droid, there's like a robot in the movie. No, Winona Ryder's the robot in the third one, but it's a person, behaves, acts just like a person, only it's not. It's a fucking robot. It knows how to pilot the ship, it knows how to cook, it knows how to like do all the stuff that people do, but it's only incapable of like love and like other basic emotions. It's just like, hello, I am David. Hi there. Like, it's just, that's what's coming next, dude. That's what's coming next. I'm scared. I'm scared. I hope I don't live to see it.
Maybe there's robots already around and we just don't know it.
Yeah, dude. Like, what's that movie? Stepford Wives?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, maybe Nicole Kidman was always a robot.
And she's the same one advocating for the bug thing, dude.
Yeah, she says it's her special talent.
Your special talent is not foraging in the dirt looking for food, man. What is this, the Lion King? Is this Timon and Pumbaa, bro? What is going on? Like, fuck. It's like, no, man, you don't need to eat zebras. There's bugs under this fucking log right here, dude. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, what is happening to us, man? It's over. It's over. What else did we want to? I think we covered it all, man. I think we covered our bases.
The only one we didn't mention is France.
France. Oh, France. That's on fire. That's right. You know, I think they're taking a page out of our book, dude. I think France, because what, some kid got shot and it was like racially motivated?
Yeah, but they've been going through protests for, I mean, since the lockdowns.
Yeah, they changed the retirement age up a couple years and they're all pissed off about that. There's labor laws that are changing and they're all pissed off about that. But like, they lose, it's France. They've lost like every major war that they've been in. So it's like, who cares? They don't have, they could just, dude, they could just go to fucking town with the right. They're all about protest. They love that shit.
But I think it's a psyop, dude. I think this shit's a psyop.
You think it's a psyop?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think they're letting us know the secret thing out loud, and I think it's going to be happening.
it's going to spread to other countries.
Well, I think next year's elections are going to be violent, dude.
Very possibly, yeah.
I think there's going to be some fuck shit that comes out of that.
Well, Trump can still fucking run, even though he's been like indicted and arrested and shit, you know? Classic, you know, you can still run for president, even though you may very possibly be a convicted felon. And these are the same motherfuckers that can't vote. Where's the standard? Where's the line in the sand, dude? It doesn't even matter anymore.
I think he's
over.
still the president. I think conspiracy, I think that Trump is still the president.
You think Trump is still the president?
It's a conspiracy hypothesis.
That Trump is still the president and Joe Biden is being remote controlled by a Logitech controller?
Yeah,
and he will implode at any second?
Yep. All of this makes sense to me. Sounds about right.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the Disney movie Ratatouille? Where the rat, okay, so there's a part in the movie where the rat is like, it's a cartoon, it's silly. The rat hides in the chef's hat and he's like controlling his arm movements so he can learn how to cook right. So what if there's like a little guy inside of Trump's hair that's like making the fucking, like pressing the buttons, pulling the levers and all that? It's a lie, man. It's a fucking lie. I don't know, man. How old is America? 200?
76.
So, okay, 1776, 18, 19, so 230, 40 something years old?
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Getting up there, dude. We need a prostate exam.
Yeah, Pluto
We need
return.
to check for cancer. We need to, you know, make sure everything's running right. We have an 80-year-old in the office. He doesn't know what room he's in.
And they just found white powder
And they just found white powder in there. You sure it's not fucking... Are we sure it's not Adderall? Are we sure? Can we get a guinea pig like intern to like test it out just to make sure it's legit? I don't know. This has been riveting. I think this is our most controversial episode yet.
I'm really happy that we're still on the HT pizzle here.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm still happy we're in it, man. And who knows what's gonna happen next week? Life just gives us more shit. What's going on in your world before we set things off? You said you told me last week that you were getting on stage again.
Getting on stage, doing my thing. I still have my podcast, Trust Your Glitter. And
You had Vanessa on earlier, didn't you?
I had Vanessa on and we talked about colonialism and how the French are fucking assholes as well. And astrology. So yeah, I'm still doing my thing. I have no idea where I'm supposed to live or what I'm supposed to be, but I'm still a comedian. So
yeah, it hasn't left you. It ain't going away. Well, I say enjoy the spoils while we still have them, dude. You can get legal weed now.
I can.
You can get legal weed. There's the silver lining of this whole thing. Another state just legalized pot. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, except for all the people from Baltimore that have been locked in jail for many, many decades for
Yeah, handle that first. Shit,
Yeah.
man. Fuck. Well, at least when weed is legal, we'll be more docile and we'll accept our situation a little bit better, you think?
I think that's what they're slowly trying to do is just get us medicated across the US so we just don't fight.
So we just don't fight. It's like, just let it happen, dude. Everything's a psyop. It's all over. All right, dude, I gotta have a shit shower and a shave so I can go to work, all right?
Awesome, man.
All right, this was an excellent fucking episode. Closing us out is the outro.
Peace, brother. Enjoy your
All right.
Independence Day.
Yeah, happy birthday, America.
America.
Hey, thanks, die.